Hello, viewer. Sorry. We're getting into it. Alrighty, get my tools. Oh gosh. I need to drop that phone on the charger. It's about to die. Is it gonna pick me up all right? Sorry about all that knocking. Need that one, gonna need that one. Gonna need these. Alright. No rolling away, you bitch. Missing 2 of my thumb screws, so I might have to come up with something later. But actually, see if I can turn this mic up a little bit. Okay, that works. Good enough, right? A proper development company with low barrier to entry. That sounds legit to me. Where can I put my $5? Been talking in the Discord too. This guy said he caught some kind of sketchy company trying to steal his parents' investment money. Here, just in case anyone wants to see what's inside of this before I start taking shit out. It's standard, super standard, like, this ain't nothing to get excited about. We got a Asus GTX 960, a micro ATX build. It's a AMD 1700 CPU, and all of the other stuff's already been gutted because I put my hard drives and stuff that I had in this one into my current build, which I would show y'all, but I think my webcam is just a little too short. But if you guys want to look it up, it's an Omen HP Omen 30L. Pretty nice little computer. AMD 5600 and a NVIDIA 3060. But this one was what I had before I bought that thing. See if I can rotate this a little bit so y'all can see what's going on in here. Yeah, I'm gonna, after I empty out this case and put the other stuff inside of it. It's loud. Whoa. I'm gonna sell this case, the older parts I have, then buy a like a micro case, put this stuff inside of that, and then turn this smaller computer, the smaller set of innards, into like a secondary like server to like run my streams and whatnot from. so that my computer itself can run its games more efficiently. What kind of commitment? Payment installations, or like what kind of thing? Nice. Made it to level 5. Nice. Made it to level 5. Alright, back to the build. I should probably unscrew these things first. These little thumb screws. Fuck. Those are a bitch. Dingus. Need like a little screw bucket. Empty this out. I have to make do. That's some cool. Yeah, trust me, guy. It's super cool. It's a fucking GTX 90 or 960. Like, this was my gaming rig before I got the fucking 3060. Oh, cool art. I see now. Thank you. It's most of my uncle, honestly. Here, I'll show you a little bit. This was my dog passed away. This was something that my sister had left behind, and my pride and joy. This is my favorite one. There you go. Good old pink guy. That's the real guy. And this one, the white sheet of paper, my backdrop actually, is from another friend of mine who is currently drawing me a full-size picture so I can turn that into a larger scale backdrop. And then we got the Mando for protection. Always watching my back, you know. Ooh. Pulling out a GPU is like fucking nerve-wracking. Shit's been like super modded. Like, this was running what game was I using on it? I was playing Tarkov, I think, on this. Or what was I playing? Or Metro Exodus. I was playing Metro Exodus on this. The DX12, whatnot. High settings. Pretty decent ambient lighting and whatnot at around 50 frames a second, 45. 50 was like its max, but like for a 9060 it's pretty decent. Good. Yeah, the release tab's a fucking hassle sometimes. I need to keep. Actually, I need to. Fuck. I'm gonna have to give her that Wi-Fi card. It's fine, really, but it's whatever. Just have to get another one for this computer. Is this one mine? Yes, this one's mine. I was using some parts from my dad's PC also. He's got one of them old school tower. It's probably about like that much taller, and it's got a fucking, like, I don't even know what kind of dimension fan, because this would be like a what? A 240 like set of fans for like a radiator. So if these are 240s, he's got to have like a 800 millimeter fan. Like, bitch is like the size of a tire, like in the side of his case. But he hasn't used that one in a hot minute. He's got a crazy extended ATX board in there, 4 sticks of RAM. That was his graphics card in that one before he had given it to me. And what my boss is going to be getting is, if I remember where it is, these are going to be the parts for my boss. AMD Radeon 480 Sapphire, Cooler Master, fucking big old heatsink. It's the I/O plate, whatnot, and then the motherboard. I have a 240. Nice. I need to get more fans in this one. That's what I was saying earlier. Is like this PC that I got, the Omen, HP neutered the motherboard because there are multiple labeled fan headers that you could plug more fans into, but the headers have not even been installed. They're just like blank ports on the board. So you can only have their set amount of fans unless you buy like a fan hub, plug that into the header, and then run more plugs into it. It's my former motherboard. It's got 2 Corsair sticks, 2 XPG sticks, Adatas, all running at I think 266. AMD FX 8350, and the motherboard is a M5A97 Asus R 2.0. It's a pretty nice little board. Like, got me through a lot of games when I first started getting into PC. I bought this one for like $350, but selling it for $400, so get a little bit of gain. Alright, so we still need to take all of these parts out. Take all of the parts out, I'll leave the case empty, and I will assemble all of what I can on the motherboard, and then we will install the motherboard at a later date when I have thermal paste, and we'll get into some games later. Yeah, it's like they've been fully optimized, so like all of the new stuff that's still trying to like be optimized with power and rendering capabilities is like RX 4080. It still kicks, you know. Like, the one thing I couldn't play was Halo because it was DX12, but like a lot of DX11 titles, like this was playing Metro Exodus 2. Peak was like 45 to 7, and still like it's still steadied, like steady 30 frames if you really settled for it. My buddy, God bless his soul, saying it's like it's trash frames. I couldn't even play on that. And it's like, bitch, we were playing fucking PS2 games that were running at like 25 to 30 frames, and we were happy and content. Like, it's just talking down about the shit he sold me, you know? I need a safe place to put it. Like, I was playing fucking Super Mario 64 at 20 frames a second on a fucking CRT. Yeah, right. It's like, I used to have a PS4, but I sold it to, why did I sell that thing? I can't even remember. No, I remember now. It's because I had already bought this case and the former hardware, the M5A9 or whatever, and I just didn't play on PS4 too much anymore. I wish I didn't sell it, but I needed money at the time. Oh. Cable management's not the best, but since I'm going to be just taking it apart, hopefully I'll be able to get it better for her. Blue Yeti gang. I remember when my parents sold a cat. Jesus, that's wild. Yeah, no, you're totally right though. Like, you turn that bitch on, and it would just be like, like, it sounds like some sci-fi noise. I can't even remember what our CRT was. I just remember watching, like, the entire series of Walker, Texas Ranger on repeat with my grandpa. Like, fucking Chuck Norris, man. There's an eyes of a ranger all upon you. I could still sing that fucking theme song. We got this is the RGB for the front panel. Obsessed with the westerns. Yeah. Yeah, my granddad was a huge western fan too. Hold on, I need my labels so I don't get anything messed up. Because I will absolutely forget what cables go to what. These were my GPU stand, so I wouldn't get any sag. Good old fucking floppies, man. The way of the future. Another reason I had these was because I actually still have a floppy drive. Like, plug it into a USB. It's an external floppy drive, but I wanted to, because I'd seen someone who had taken a floppy, and because if you think about it, a floppy disk is essentially just the great grandfather to an SD card, right? So I'd seen this post about this guy who took an old floppy drive, like popped it open, and he put a little fucking, like, an actual SD card in here. And so whenever you put it into his floppy drive, he would have a 256 gigabyte floppy drive. And I thought that shit was hilarious. Because I gotta save my progress, man. I like, if I die tonight, I don't want to respawn back at fucking 18. Actually, that wouldn't be so bad, respawning at 18. Redo a lot of life choices. Ooh, a power connector. Yeah, there's a clip to it. It's gonna be a hassle. I need to take out the RAM. That's what carpet's for. Shit just popped out. It's all good. It's all good. Ooh, yeah. That's a dusty boy right there. Yeah, like, it's not even like anything bad like life choices. It's just like, I don't know. There were a few instances in my life. Like, you said you were born 2000 something. You said 2003? So I'm like 10 years older than you. And, you know, it's a decently long time. It's a decade. And it's like, I don't know. I moved around so much when I was a kid. I just didn't get to do a lot of different things. I've lived in every state on, like, the bottom belt of the United States. Like, the top two, the bottom and the top one above it. I've lived just about in every single one. So I never really got to, like, stay in one place and do a lot of, like, things that a lot of normal kids growing up did, you know? Not have, like, a group of friends to grow up with. I'd always have to have a new group and form new friendships every, like, year and a half. So it was weird growing up for me. So I was always a little bit socially awkward. Oh, hold on a second. Tokyo to, what's that next one? Italy, is that it? Tokyo, Italy? To Britain, to California? Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, like, I fucking wish, dude. Like, I wish I could have been outside of the States. That's one of the life choices of mine that I fucked up on. Was, I think it was around my 18th birthday. My parents said that they would give me, like, $2,000 and then match it for me to, like, go overseas and, like, have, like, a huge expensive, like, go out and, like, see the world experience. Or they would give me, like, $2,500 like, cash for myself to make a purchase about, that they would, like, you know, pre-sign off on. And I really wanted a fucking gaming PC, so I spent, like, all of that $2,500 on a fucking super fat laptop, a super fat gaming laptop back in the day. And that was my mistake, you know? Like, being here now, I absolutely should have taken the experience over the item. That laptop got broken not too long afterwards. My little brothers and sisters, they were running around, and they tripped on the power cable. Whole laptop straight to the floor. Busted out the screen's hinge, ripped out the power port to it, and something else about it, just like almost totaled the whole thing. It still worked miraculously, but never really as well after that. Alright, got that power cable. Alright. And once we get this fan out, or this motherboard out, I'm gonna assemble up this other one as most as I can, and then we'll just set that off to the side until I can get some thermal paste, and then whenever that comes in, we'll finish up the build and assembly. Alright, which one's this one? Where's my flashlight? This is my... which one? That's my CPU power. This is my 24 pin. And this is my SATAs. Alright, so labels are... where'd I put them? Where'd I put the fucking labels at? Lost my labels. Alright, I think they had fallen. Yep, I see them. Yeah, no, it was rough. Cause I fucking love that laptop. On that laptop, I put in. Have you ever heard of a game called Fallen Earth? It's kind of like a Fallout MMO, like way before Fallout 76, but it's like post-apocalyptic. And like you respawn through like cloning chambers is the lore, because everyone's got these like collars on, so you're just a clone of a former version of yourself, and everyone's trying to figure out who they are. It's like World of Warcraft and Fallout. It's pretty cool. But I put in like 4,500, 5,000 hours into Fallen Earth. A lot of role playing went into that game. Oh. Whoa. Like, it was super fun. It was pretty great back in the day. And like there's a lot of like factions. There's like faction wars in it. There was who were they? Reavers was my clan I was in, but they were part of the Choda clan, Choda, like an anarchistic Mad Max bandit group, essentially. They were pretty cool. I was part of Choda. There was, I can't even fucking remember all the names. There was like a purple group. They were like a military-ish, like super undercover spy group. And then there was like a ecologist group who was like trying to just bring life back into the environment. And then there was the military group, and then there was just kind of like the free peoples or something like that. I think there's still people playing it. Like, not any of my people, because I think the RP in it all kind of like died. There was a whole website for it, Fallen Fallen Earth RP or Fallen Haven RP or something like that. Website's not there anymore. SATA. This is my GPU. GPU. And alright. It's just about everything unplugged, yeah? Alright, looks like it. Yeah, no, it pretty much was. It was pretty fucking dope. Like, instead of like archery, you could work on your guns. Like, you would have a long rifle skill or a pistol skill, submachine gun. And there were like cars too, like Mad Max cars that you could get, or like big fucking animal mounts and shit that you could get too. Motorcycles. Like, there was a lot of stuff in that game. Might be something worth downloading one more time. See if my Steam account is still linked up and synced. Because I think I was max level, but not in any particular skill. Just like max level from playing passively and role playing at the same time. And this is... what is this one? 12 volt input that goes to what? Something about the power. Whoa. Pen, where'd you go? Yeah, man. Like, that was a really ambitious game back when it had come out. Like you said, I wish stuff like that was still like a thing. The last MMO I played that was pretty ambitious was on VR, actually, called Orbis. You want to commission a profile picture? Yeah, I mean, fuck it, man. If you want to get a profile picture, definitely. Like, if you want something like this, I can definitely message my uncle, and he probably wouldn't have any kind of problem with it. Like, he loves art. Like, this is what he does all the time. Like, I'm sure he would also appreciate, you know, someone, like, wanting a piece done. Like, if you have, like, a certain image or branding or like a certain thing that you would like to get done and kind of like a style like this, like message me on Discord a picture. And a bell pepper with a face, dude, he's all about that. He would be 100% about it. Or whenever I get the other picture, this one. This is what birthed my profile, Sini the Scav. This is not my uncle. This is another buddy of mine. But hold on, let me turn the light away just a little bit. I was like super depressed one day going into work with him, and like I was just chain smoking cigarettes to work, and and before work, and he drew this of me, trying to pick me up and like still trying to like talk me out of my whole mindset. If you can't tell, the hands, they come down into a pen and a journal, because I write poetry a lot. I write a lot of poetry. So I asked him earlier today if he felt like sending me like a fully fleshed out picture, so I could have like a legit backdrop or profile picture and whatnot. hmm It's pretty interesting, man. It's a different thing, definitely for me. Like, it helps me. Like I said, like it wasn't a joke. I live in a literal two-stoplight town, and I don't know anybody here. I know one other person here, who I would consider like my friend. That's not true. I got Miles, Aaron. I got like maybe like 3 friends here, but we don't really hang out very often. As much as other people might. But shit's rough. Shit's rough, like being in like the last of my 20s and not being around any of my friends. Doesn't help that I'm because of COVID, used to live in Pensacola on my own when I had moved out for like the first time. And then my life kind of fell apart out there, not because of COVID, but choices. Like I had said earlier, and it wasn't necessarily like drugs or anything like that. I used to be wild back in the day for sure, but like in Pensacola, uh, I don't want to get Twitch striked or something like that, but I had 2 instances to where it became life or death for an individual, myself and somebody else. Uh, in said situation, neither of them were good. I'll leave it at that. If you want to know more, I can tell you about that shit on Discord or something. But like, it's a heavy story for Twitch. Might have to leave that one off the air. I just gotta snip those off. Yeah, I get that 100%, man. I know it sucks. I don't know if it oh yeah, man. Like, cause I'm a pretty open person about my life. Cause I don't know. I had been I've been in the depths of despair and self-deprecation and uh, mental tragedy, I suppose you would say, to where I've been at my lowest lows, and uh, I've come back definitely. Like, and I'm happy I'm here, alive today, uh, and like a lot of the shit that, you know, did as a kid, like I might be, a funny little Twitch streamer, but I used to be a little bit thuggish ruggish. Like, I knew people in Pensacola. Where are my skizzers? Where the fuck? Get my knife. It's also, like you say, it's good that I can talk about it. I don't mind talking about it too, because I've come to peace with the terms of like where I've been and where it has gotten me today. I don't know if you read my bio, but yeah. So you get it. I used to live right outside of Alphabet City, they called it, in Pensacola, where it was about D through Z was like the ghetto, and I lived on W Street. You drive like half a mile, and you can see like the mega ghetto, the projects, like the apartment buildings. They called it Bricktown, because that's where you got them bricks. But no, like I was saying, I don't know if you'd read my profile, but I'm a priest. I'm a legally ordained minister by the church, and so like I don't mind talking about it if it'll help somebody else attain a sense of mind, or a peace of mind rather. I've heard about that place, like gangland stories and whatnot on old school TV. My dad, he used to grow up in Miami in the 80s, so that shit was wild. Just talking about the Wild West real quick. I like guns a lot. It's a shame that like modern guns, like I totally understand the need for modernizations of guns and whatnot, and like there are a lot of really good looking modern guns, but like you get yourself a fucking classic a wheel gun, a 6-shooter, or a lever action Winchester rifle, like you can't beat it, man. Not to me, at least. Like a lever action 1873, like it's my dream rifle. Or the Winchester pump shotgun that they used in the trench warfare, the M97, I think it is, with the slam fire function. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's funny because it uses like black powder or something like that. It's a projectile weapon. Here, I'll show you mine in a second. What I got. It's right around the corner from me, right on the side of my desk. Before I do you know if Twitch has kind of like any kind of stipulations against like showing off guns before I get striked? Nice. AK clone. I've always wanted an AK. I mean, it's not loaded. Just so that's apparent. Twitch, alright? It's not loaded. I'll put a red rubber band around it. Before it comes down, I've been working on my own hand wrap on a paracord. That's about all I've got so far. I'm gonna get like a full strap once I'm all done. But can you tell what kind of gun it is just from this? Yeah, it's decoration, definitely. It's like 1973, I think is when this gun was built. This was my dad's shotgun. Shotgun, yes. Can you tell which one it is from like the back plate right here? I'll start to slowly lower it. What do you think? It's a Browning A5. This is a semi-automatic 12 gauge shotgun. Holds 5 shells with its own recoil dampening system. And this shit was used in like the 1800s. Like they had a recoil dampening shotgun, semi-automatic, in the Wild West we were talking about. You know, like they have this shit in Red Dead Redemption. This is the semi-auto shotgun from Red Dead Redemption, straight up. Call it the Humpback. This piece right here too. This is like a secondary safety feature. It's a 2-block, so you could have like 5 shells, or yeah, 5 shells in the feed, and lock them into the feed, so you can only like load and fire one at a time. Like you turn that off, shells would feed, and then this right here is like it would automatically snap shut and lock in the shell, and like how it would cock itself. I don't know if I can do it with the chamber open, but like if you can see, the barrel goes in to the receiver to cock and load another shell into it, and it would dampen the recoil because the barrel would come back into the fucking body of the gun and to cycle, essentially. Super ahead of its time. Yeah, it's rad. I like it a lot. You got the, if you can tell, maybe gold-plated trigger on it too, for extra flair. During World War II. Oh yeah. Man, the Germans had some crazy shit. I actually have a German trench coat parka also. That CZ though, that CZ. The CZ pistols were always a favorite of mine too. which is crazy, right? Where it's just kind of like, we don't like to talk about that anymore. I was talking about that with one of my friends, talking about, like, just imagine, you're in the fucking war, and you and your homies are on guard duty, and we were talking about just how, like, formidable and terrifying the German soldiers were, and like how they believed in, like, the occultism and, like, all that crazy shit, but, like, more importantly, like the SS Blitzkrieg or whatever, like how they were just all high on meth. Like, just imagine you and your buddy guarding an outpost, and you see a squad of like 8 Blitzkrieg German soldiers who had marched 6 days through fucking rain, mud, not stopping to eat, drink, or shit. Like, all high on meth coming out of the woods. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't know what I would do. Like, I'd start shooting immediately. Yeah, man. Like, what's in here? Or just more SATA ports. Alright. Like, it's got to be like horrifying, just like hearing like the German soldiers like singing, their war songs, all fucking geeked out, like loading up submachine guns. It's like that one scene out of Full Metal Jacket at the end, except with German soldiers, where they're just singing Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse. Get all of these flattened out. Come on. Some still tied up. No, they're just all cramped up. Ow. Alright, these are just gonna have to get standard wrap. They're not gonna get folded over. You got it. No worries, my man. What kind of paper? What's the subject? Yeah, but like, what's the research on? Is it about anything specific or just like any general topic that you want? Oh. Make sure I get all my screws. Where did I put my phone at? I got those 4. Research papers I always had to do. We had like 3 subjects, or 3 or 5 that we had to pick from. I did papers on like the thermodynamics of fucking nukes. Theo Jensen, or no, that's not his name, not Jensen. Theo, can't remember his fucking name. It's some crazy Swedish name, like Jan Borgenbergensen or something like that. But this dude makes kinetic sculptures out of bits of wood, and he sets them free on the beach. And like, these things are just wood powered by the wind, but like they have like a mechanical brain, like made out of fucking like gears and whatnot. Like, they'll feed or like pick things up. Like, it's super crazy. It's wild. Like, look up general about, write about what interests you. So I'm writing about the genetic marker. Huh, interesting. That's pretty cool. Talking about genetics, I have this thing called EDS. A lot of people who are double jointed have it, but they don't know that they have it because it's only just now becoming more prevalent in medical fields. People who have EDS prone to cluster headaches, which are usually only had by like 40-year smokers and things like that, to where it's like, if you're double jointed, it's a high probability of possibly having it. But we have a hereditary kind that has no genetic markers to it, so it's very impossible to test for it currently, as is. But I've just like, it's wild, man. Like, I've dislocated my shoulder laying in bed. My mom, who has it, she dislocates her hip several times a day. Like, it's crazy, because my mom's like 20 years older than her, or than me, so I always get to see like the symptoms that she's having, and I always look at it like, this is my future. This is gonna be in about 10 more years. Because of my European descent. Oh, you have the gene? Nice. Lucky you. Make sure I'm not pulling on any cables unnecessarily. Just have to rest that one right on my knee. Nah, EDS sucks, dude. Like, it's essentially, if you think about it in computer terms, um, my muscles uh, are constantly overclocked, even in a state of rest. So I'm always sore. I'm always tired. I'm always in pain. Like, no matter what time of day. Like, right now, I'm probably at, like, on a standard pain scale, I'm probably at, like, a 6. It's like my everyday. My good days are like 4s, and bad days are like 8s on, like, a standard pain scale. But I can't. It's like I can't not work, you know? Um, there's a EDS, quote unquote, like, pain scale. Ours goes up to like 14. It's, uh, it's alright. Like, I've gotten to the point where it's like, it's alright. It's fine. It's fine. Um, like, it started when I was 12. Uh, I was riding my bike home from the rec center, uh, and it, like, locked up on me. And it happens pretty frequently throughout the day, but it feels like someone takes, like, this screwdriver and just, like, gets me right in the back. I, like, lock up super hard, and I can't move or be touched for about 2 minutes until I can, like, force myself to move through it. It also can be like, it can manifest in, like, as I've grown up. Like I said, I see these things that happen to my mom, and like, it can manifest in, like, because what it is it's not like a muscular thing. It's a connective tissue disease, and your body is primarily made up of connective tissues. Like, you know what I mean. So it can affect just anything in you. So there's no real telling what it could do to you one day. Like, my mom, she's had seizures and stuff. Uh, like, talking to me. Like, I was talking to her one day, and she was like, "Hey, are we gonna go do this thing after you pick me up from school?" She was like, "Yeah, I'm going to get you from school, and then I'm gonna, like," and her eyes, like, crazy back and forth for 30 seconds, and then she just picked right back up from the sentence where she was talking, like nothing happened. And shit is just crazy, man. It's weird. Like, because right now, I used to be a kitchen manager, but I'm working in retail right now. So we do this thing called recovery, the store recovery, and I have to do the coolers a lot of the time. And so when I put my shoulder in to, like, pull the stuff back to the front of the thing, I can feel my shoulder, like, starting to, like, roll out of socket if I don't, like, get my arm back out fast enough. Shit sucks. Where'd you go? But yeah, like, my mom, she'd go to doctors and be like, "I'm in pain all of the time." When she was like 20, even younger, when her parents, my grandparents, would take her to the doctor and stuff, all of the doctors would be like, "You're too young for that. It doesn't make sense. Shut up." And now, like, 20 years later, it's only just now becoming a thing uh, that doctors actually know about, which is crazy. It's like, uh, so, like, all of these things that every doctor told her that she was wrong about, and that doesn't make sense, and that she doesn't know what she's talking about. Like, she knew. It's like, you can't tell me how my fucking body makes me feel, you asshole. It's another reason I don't like going to the doctor. I haven't, on top of one reason why I haven't been to the doctor in probably over 10 years, I just can't afford medical insurance. Like, I can't. But I haven't been to the doctor in like 10 years. The last time I went was kind of recently. Actually, it was within 10 years. It was just because I had a car accident and I got bounced around the cabin super bad. And I went there for 6 hours. I laid in the hospital bed. They gave me one shot of morphine, one x-ray, and they did some kind of body scan. I don't know if it was a CRT, or not CRT, a CT scan, or a MRI or whatever. But just those couple of things, and to lay in the bed for like collectively like 4 hours, plus the 2 hours of testing, they sent me the bill in the mail. It was $10,000. And so I called and was like, I thought the auto insurance I was under was supposed to pay for like a portion of this. And they're like, oh no, they did. And I was like, well, I'm gonna need to see like an itemized receipt. Like, how much did my fucking 8-hour stay cost me? They said 8 hours in the hospital, in the emergency room, $28,000 fucking dollars. Like, it's more than I make in a year. That's like close to double what I make annually. So I told her on the fucking phone, I said, I'm not paying that, and I hung up. But what had happened for a $28,000 bill, they told me I had, what did they say? They had musculoskeletal contusions. Essentially, my bones were bruised. They told me I was bruised. But yeah, no, I bounced around the cabin so hard, like, my bones were bruised. Like, I was bedridden for like, I don't know, like a week. And I have a pretty high pain tolerance. Like, I'm not usually bedridden. Like, I have to do things, you know, just because I have the EDS and I'm in consistent pain all of the time doesn't mean like I inhibit myself from completing my daily jobs or going to work or anything like that. But like, I could not move. Like, I would imagine if someone else had that, like what I consider a normal person, uh, had what had happened to me to them, it's like they would be out for a month. I took a week. I don't know. It's just like, I'm not trying to like talk myself up or anything like that, but like, it's just things like that to where it's like, being forced to work through the pain and living with that for 14 years now. It's been a weight, you know. But it is what it is, you know. The dude's gotta abide. I gotta follow. I gotta do what I gotta do. You gotta take the good with the bad. Life isn't all gutter balls, you know. Sometimes there'll be good things. But yeah, a lot of it has been a lot of pissed on rugs. At the same time, but I've had some pretty interesting moments that in my life that I've been pretty proud of, you know. Is there a screw anywhere else? Like, I've, like I said earlier, I write poetry. Not I used to. I still do. I write poetry, and I used to compete. I used to do competitive poetry. This thing called slam, and I've gone up against like national champion slam poets, uh, who I still talk to every now and then. We've kind of become friends through my mom, because she's the one who started getting me into it. Because when she was going to college, I was a baby still. She was an English teacher. She would read me English papers for bedtime stories. Okay, I got two more. Uh, Ed Mabry, Ed Mabry, Jeremiah Blue, the Clute. Um, what's that one dude's name? Joshua or Hosea, something like that. What's his last name? Like, I want to say Copperfield, but I know that's not it. It's something kind of like that. But Ed Mabry, Jeremiah Blue, and the Clute are definitely like three of the biggest ones I can remember off the top of my head. There are more. That was all in like Phoenix, Arizona. No, like, here, get this, get this. Uh, so whenever she was in college, one day, uh, the babysitter called out, and she couldn't watch me. And so my mom had to call the professor and was like, "Hey, uh, I gotta bring my son into class." I was probably like 3 at the time, or maybe, I don't even know how old I was. Maybe even younger. But the professor obviously was not super enthused about having a small child in the class. He's like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah, he'll color in the back and he won't say a word. It'll be fine. Like, I promise he won't make a noise." So he begrudgingly agreed to it. And they were talking about doing, what was it? They were talking about the Robinson Crusoe. And so they were saying, like, why did this scene in this book have such an impact on one of these characters, or something like that? Something uh, erroneous, or just extra, that not a lot of people paid attention to. And so no one raised their hands, and he was looking around trying to figure out who to call on. And he started laughing because in the back of the room, behind my coloring book, I had my fucking hand up. And I was like, call, call on me. And he's like, "All right, kid." It's like, "Why do you think that this happened in this old fucking English book?" And I was like, "Well, it happened because of these reasons, and the character felt this way because of the conflicting nature of a previous segment of the book." And he like he just stood there for a second. He looked at my mom, and then he looked at everyone else. He's like, "All of you should be fucking ashamed of yourselves." So, and then after that, she started taking me like the local coffee house, and I used to play chess against the college students, and I would beat a couple of them. Lake Jackson, Texas was where that was. Uh, the coffee shop was called the Special Place, or the Secret Place, something like that. They sold, like, hippy dippy crystal refraction things, and uh, sandwiches and desserts and whatnot. Oh yeah, I learned chess super young. I love chess. I love playing chess. You got a chessboard right over there. That would be a good stream. Get a viewer in here and set up a chessboard and label it, and I'll play my side and you can play your side, and you give me the letters and numbers, and I'll move your piece for you. Is there another screw somewhere? What's holding this in? Not that, is it? No. Something's holding this board in here and I don't know what it is. I don't know what's holding this case in here. I can't tell if it's like the rear panel right here, or if it's something else, or if it's like another screw I'm missing. I don't think it's the rear panel. Here. Give it a second. Stretch out my leg. Damn. Fucking suck. I'll put on just some ambient music or something for you guys so it's just not dead silent in here. Application, okay. Alright, there we go. Just a little bit lower. Yeah, I know my mic is picking it up a little bit too. Hope it's not like overlapping super bad. Alright, see if we can manage to get this thing out. Here's a, if you hadn't seen the front of the case yet, it's a good old Dwight Schrute. I think it is the rear panel. Yep. There we go. Alright, case is disassembled. That was the objective for tonight, so we can just slap everything that I can onto that motherboard and we'll be done, and I'll get on some games or something. Just gotta find a spot for it. I ran out of fucking desk space. I don't want to set it down necessarily just on a table because of the pins. Oh. Oh, don't scratch it like a dingus. There we go. Oh. Alright, there we go. We can move this case now. Set that right there. And we'll just leave the back panel off. And bring this up. Alright, what are these other RAM sticks at? Right here? Well, actually, these are DDR4, aren't they? I don't know how fast these things are doing, because I wanted to get more RAM into my current computer, but it's worth looking up, actually. I don't know how much of a difference it is, because these are 32s, and I think these might be a base of 3,000, but if I can get it boosted to 32, like, shit, I'd be happy. Make sure that these are running the same speeds too. $1,600. Yeah, okay. God, it's crazy. I thought these were more than what they were. They're only 1600s. Speeds out 999 and 24. And speeds out 11, 11, 11, 28. So these ones were definitely better, so I'm gonna swap out port orientation on these things and put the Corsairs secondary, put these things first. See, like when I was doing all this, oh, you got it, my guy. Hope everything's all right. When I was learning how to do PCs back in the day, when I had this board in my thing, I wish I would have known, port orientation, which RAM ports are being utilized first before the other two. It's a 2 and 4, or B and D, because it goes BDAC, or 2, 4, 1, and 3, for anyone who's curious. And putting in RAM in the GPU and stuff, it's pretty daunting, because you never want to like put it in wrong or bend a pin and kind of like shove it in there. But like the RAM sticks, like you kind of have to push it with like the Might of Zeus to get them to snap in place sometimes. Like, and you always want to hear 2 clicks per stick. You want to do one side, then the other. Like, double make sure, yeah, it's set right. It's just like, there we go. That's half of one, the other side, alright. Pull out this one to get that one seated first. Click, click. These other 2. Alright. One more. You always want to make sure all the things close up together, like that they're all even, all these clips in a row, because some of them don't click fully all the way. Yeah, everything except for the cooler, you're right. So there's just going to be the RAM sticks, the GPU, and I'm going to try to screw on the back plate, the back thermal plate, and go ahead and put the rear IO shield on here. That should be just about it. Oh, and this Wi-Fi card too. Can't forget about the Wi-Fi card. Alright, so this guy is going to be going around here, right? Yeah, it went right below the GPU. The Goopus. Yeah, it's this way. Can't. I think that it would be a different die cast altogether. Hold on. It looks pretty similar in spacing. I might take that off. Oh, because this one, it's got a bracket for water cooling, this little X right here. So I might take this off and see if it'll orient itself onto my 3060 if I ever decide to get a AIO. I have a bracket already for it, or backup bracket if I ever need one. Need one smaller. If you're ever working on a GPU, you know, and you're trying to take something off, it's always best to err on the side of caution and do it like you were changing out a tire, doing it in a star formation, so like everything comes up evenly. Take the sticker off. Whoop. These screws are a lot deeper than you would expect. Just coming up, ain't it? Oh, I guess not. It looks like there's some thermal pads on here that are holding it in place, so we're just not going to deal with that. I don't feel confident enough in my abilities to deal with thermal pads. Just because, like, I heard it like creaking, and it looked, there are springs underneath here for tension, but yeah, there's some kind of like padding right underneath the bracket that's like holding it in place, and I really don't feel like taking that off or dealing with that. We're not going to over thread these either. We're just going up to where the tension starts to happen, and then we're stopping. Yeah, that's good enough. Alright. Setting the GPU. The butthole clenchingest part of this whole fucking thing is like this thing, the RX 480. Like today, even a 6-year-old card selling for like $700. Realistically, like $5, but like I've seen some crazy prices on these. And I don't know if I'm gonna have enough room. Might have to like swap out the cardboard. I should have enough room like that. Get these screws out of here so they're not flopping around. the front clearance now, so I'll just screw that back a little bit where it was. Make it sit right. Because I wanted to. They got this this bracket on the back for water cooling. I wanted to take that off and see if it would orient itself correctly on my 3060, but there are thermal pads underneath it, so I'm not fucking with it. I don't feel confident enough in my abilities to like separate the thermal pads from the chipset. But now I'm just trying to get it seated right into this thing. There we go. Ooh, but the cardboard. Alright. We're gonna have to do this a different way. It won't be too bad though. I'm gonna tilt this down so you can see it. Just solder some shunt resistors. See, like, that sounds more complicated than, like, what how do you mean? Because I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, you know, I'm not like super knowledgeable on PCs, but like I know a little bit. I'm just gonna give us a little bit more back clearance because it was the rear guard was making contact with the table, so it wouldn't seat all the way down. So we're just gonna open up the side of the box and and throw this guy down in here. It's like the butthole clenchness part of this whole thing. Every single time you build a PC, it's like your heart starts pumping. Oh God. Something is not right. I don't feel satisfied with that click that it had just given me. So we're gonna pull this back out. Make sure everything's oriented correctly. Give it one more go. Oh God. It's so bad. Like I always feel like something's like right about to break. There we go. Like it was set right. It's just usually the click is a little bit more audible, and it looked like it had a little bit of wobble to it. But everything sat right in there, definitely. There we go. I was a little bit more happier with that one. Well, there's definitely some sag right here in this fucking port. The clip is clipped. It's like, look. Look. Look at that sag. Look at that wobble. But like it's clipped in and it's sat properly. There's a little too much wobble. There's not really much I can do about that. I'm gonna have to like figure out something I can like prop that with. If you solder the things, it'll be great. They monitor the voltage going on in the cord. You solder one on top of the other. Resistor only detects how the voltage. Okay. You're probably right. You're probably right. Plus, on just as kind of like a side note to support is this Wi-Fi card goes right underneath it, so that should probably help a little bit too. That one's easy. That one's ain't nothing. No, yeah, you're totally right. Cause we got those thumb screws that are gonna go into like the rear shields and stuff. So yeah, it'll be fine once it gets screwed in. All right. Gotta get the fucking back plate on. Forgot about that one. Just gonna pop the card out one more time, get this plate on, and then pop it back in. The easiest, safest solution. Fan. Wi-Fi. Power cable. Where is my Where is it? I got a little Spider-Man lunchbox that's full of screws and I don't know where it is. I see it. I got it. Fucking classic. Fucking retro. Do you fuck with Yu-Gi-Oh cards, my guy? Oh shit. I think I'm missing one of my rear plate screws. Because this one is not the one I thought it was. Not in either of the boxes that I had the parts in. Unless might be in my electronic shit over there. Somewhere in the general vicinity. Yu-Gi-Oh cards, you know? Playing cards? Not playing cards, but like a playing card game, like Magic the Gathering. One of those is considerably smaller than the other one. I'm pretty sure I'm missing one of my back panel screws. And where are those clips at? Where did you go? Where did you go? I got about well, let's think about it for a second. 16 tens with 3 super packs, which are like 20 cards apiece. So 60 per 10. 60 times 16. Probably get around like 3,000 Yu-Gi-Oh cards over here. I'm a master duelist. I'll banish you to the Shadow Realm. Where the fuck did I put those things? Where in the hell did I put the goddamn clips? I need the shit to put on the bitch. I need the things that hold down that cooler, so when I screw it in, I look a whole lot cooler. The fuck, where did I put them? Alright, just pop out here for a second for me. I got 2 of the 3 tournament ready playable Yu-Gi-Oh God cards, and I have like two extra, or one extra, so I have like two of the obelisk ready version and the raw ready version, and the one fucking tin I gave to my friend, he got the Slifer version, the 110 that I needed to get the full set. It was like, god damn it. My sister had moved into an apartment like right before Christmas, and she was moving her stuff in to the closet, and she saw this box, and in the box were 16 sealed, brand new, like 2020 Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Yu-Gi-Oh 10s. She's like, I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh. And she asked my dad, do you know anyone who does? He's like, yeah. And he took them to me, and I just about busted a nut, dude. Like, it was $360 worth of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I had the actual receipt for it too, and on the receipt, what I thought was funny was $360 worth of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and 2 Gatorades. That was it. Where'd I put those pins at? For real. Take a little burger break. Oh, I found them too from the burger break. These things I was looking for. The little cooler clips. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out something for that other one. See if I can't find that pin or get something new for it. This right here, this fan, and heatsink in particular, because the fan, I mean the fan's fine, the fan's honestly great, but the heatsink has literally one of the worst fan mounting like accessories. Like how you mount the fan is the worst I've seen ever. Because you got fucking like little, let me get it closer so you can see these little fucking wires right here. You have to like bend them and form them into the fucking heatsink, and like try your fucking damnedest not to bend the fins or like fuck up the heatsink. It's like next to impossible. Like if you take these pins out, it's agonizing to try to get them back in properly, especially if it's in the fucking PC, because you mount it through the fucking the thermal pad thing, right? So unless you detach the whole fucking assembly and have to reapply new thermal paste every single time, you have to like, with like this much clearance, get your fat fucking fingers into here to bend the pins off, clip them back on and whatnot. It's awful. The worst. Get that other one on as much as I can with my one screw. Go ahead and put the card back in. And then we're gonna take a, yeah, but I mean, like, have you ever seen one with like hairpin wires that attach to it? Like I've seen them with like clips and stuff, you know, like little just like snap clips, but like literal like paper clips. Like that's what that shit is. Oh, sorry, the fucking mic is in the way, my bad. Then, how was this oriented? Exactly, I can't really remember. It's blown out this way, because that's too exhaust. Yeah. Set this back in. Let's see if we can't get us that clearance that we need. Boom, 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 boom. Whoop, whoop. Is there? All right. Yeah, but after we get this bitch up in here, more or less set and good to go until we get our thermal paste. Probably gonna take a little intermission so I can roll up a cigarette and go smoke a little ciggy, and I'll pop up like my stream list if you want to glance through my games and see if there's anything that I have that you'd been interested in getting and want to play or see played or whatnot. Otherwise, I can just pause my stream unless you're gonna be getting off anytime soon, but I'll be streaming probably more or less all night, so. I don't have a very healthy sleep schedule. Not that I sleep very often. I always have trouble going to sleep. One second. Grab the screwdriver. It's more or less good to go. Just need the thermal paste and the cooler applied, and then to mount it in the PC case down there and wire it up, and should be good to run. I'll set this off to the side. Yeah. Oh. Oh shit. Yeah, you were saying earlier, um, Odyssey. What is Odyssey? Is that one of the Assassin's Creeds? Dude, dude, you wanna get Tarkus? Do you have Tarky? I have Tarky, man. I need a good double partner. Tarky's fucking fun, dude. If you've never played it, it's got a little bit of a learning curve, but like once you get like 2 wipes in, it's great. Yeah, man. If you want to see some Tarky happen, I can make some Tarky happen. I'm all for playing Tarky. That game will punch your butthole and not buy you dinner. Like it is unforgiving. Um, but it's super fun. Like if you're a person who doesn't get mad very easily, and like who can accept that you might die in a strange way from like someone sniping across the map. Uh, like I personally rarely have to deal with any kind of hackers in my matches. Uh, I've maybe ran into one person hacking through like my 4 wipes playing the entire time. Uh, but like sometimes you just fucking die because like I was at an extract one time. I was just at the extract. I was like 40 meters away from the extraction and I was running. Someone started shooting at me and I was dipping and diving and I almost got there. And like the way I ran like was next to the border of the map and some of the game maps have minefields. So I ran into a fucking minefield to try to get away from this guy without knowing it, and he shot me in the leg and broke my leg. So I started hobbling, and I guess while he was reloading before he got the kill, I stepped on a landmine and killed myself. It's fucking run, dude. Like I've never personally like hammer fisted anything. Like I don't know. Like even playing any video game, like I rarely yell. Where it's just like sometimes I'll be like, "That fucking sucks." That's about as angry as I get. Hmm. We're just gonna roll that down one. Oh no, it's just a
Come on. That's fine there. And then close that. And then we're gonna pop that. Window. Window capture, there we go. Grab that one, and then we're gonna grab... Shit. It's not fucking pulling up the window I want. Discard them. Remove this one. We're gonna add a... No, not that one, not scenes. We're gonna add a second display. We're going to make that smaller. I'm trying not to make it too small to where you can't see, or I'll try to upscale the window. I don't know if you can tell what games are in there right now. We got Tarkov, Atom RPG, True to Grad, which is like Fallout 2 esque, like a kind of isometric Russian RPG, post-war and mutants and whatnot. Halo Infinite, Red Dead Online. Only Red Dead Online. I don't have the story mode. I bought Red Dead when it was like $10 for the online version. Dying Light 2, Exanima is a really fun game to play if you've never seen or heard of that one. Hunt Showdown, Kenshi, LA Noire, Metal Gear Solid, The Phantom Pain, No Man's Sky, Project Zomboid, Risk of Rain 2, Squad, This War of Mine, which is another one I bought on sale, where it's kind of like a side-scroller survival RPG, post-war. Valheim, Deus Ex Human Revolution, Left 4 Dead 2, and Stalker Anomaly are the games that I have. Take a screenshot of this so I can make a little image thing later. And then save as. Which one do you have? Exanima? It's super fun. I love it. How deep have you gotten? I've gotten to like the 4th floor. Past Bertram, if you know who I'm talking about, Big Bertram. I've gotten to like the floor below him, and I haven't gotten much farther than that. I don't have that save on this file though, because I had to reformat my PC a while back. Oh. We're just about done for tonight. About like a third of the way through it. Gotta apply the thermal paste, put the fan on, put on the big fans into the case, mount the motherboard, and should be done after that, after wiring. Need to make a note to myself though. Where's my book? Gotta find another screw for one of those cooler clips. Replace cooler clip screw. And there was something else I needed to do. Need to find that other fan too. Second. Then Tech PC fan. Then get the RGB. Get the fucking rear panel. I think that's about it. Yeah, I think that's just about it. So we got the RAM mounted, we got the thing mounted, we got the GPU mounted, CPU is already inside the board, we got the internet card, so we just need to get these 4 things done and wire it and get it going. Get all my screws from Mr. MSI board over there, keeping them together. This is one of the tempered glass screws to the case. And then there's the other screw. There's that guy. That's one of my thumb screws from a rear shield. What is this? Where did that come from? I don't know. It's a micro SD card slot, but it definitely didn't come out of one of my PCs. I do have like some disassembled phones I was taking apart for some little tiny screws to replace or to repair a clock that I have. Yeah, those are those. So keep those on their own. The rear screws for the rear guard on that. Where's my box of other screws? I had a larger, like a little Tupperware of screws that I don't know what I've done with now. This thing, the box to this one. Parts everywhere. It'll be here once I start moving stuff out of the way.
guy. Oh, that cooler, man. Jesus Christ. That cooler is so fucking heavy. On this, on the MSI board, this thing probably weighs like 3 times the weight of the actual motherboard. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of like not assemble this one, but just keep all these pieces together. I thought of the literal perfect name for this black and red board. Are you ready? Are you ready for the name? Because I really don't think you're ready for it. If you think you're ready for it, I'll tell you though. But I'm not going to tell you unless you're not. It's not going to work in there right now. Running into the same issues over here. This is just that back guard. It's just a little too long. Alright, dope. I'll check it out in 2 seconds. Alright, so this board, whenever I get a case for it and get it running again for my server, I'm gonna name this board Darth Small. It's perfect. Gonna call it Darth Small, and we're gonna get a tiny little, like, maybe if I can find like a little tiny Star Wars-esque kind of like red and black themed TIE Fighter-y droid looking kind of desktop case. That's what I'm gonna get for this guy. I'm gonna turn that one into like my media server so I can stream from that one, and just keep this one just pumping games and frames. Make sure I don't knock nothing over. Because I would literally kill myself if I fucking knocked over that board or some shit. Oh. mouse kind of in the area. Yeah, it's about as good as it's going to be right now. Off to the side, out of the way. I'm trying to get a fucking picture or my camera to pull up for me. And turn on the flash. So when I go to work tomorrow, I can show her. It's like I'm working on it. I'm not like stringing you along. Your PC's getting together. It's just I need the fucking thermal paste. So, appreciate you stopping in, watching the PC build. We're gonna take a little short break, so I can go smoke a little ciggy. We're gonna come back in, and I'll leave the chatting window up unless my stream decides to stop. I'll post up, or I'll bring up a window with all of my games in it. I'll leave a little chat to myself, so you guys can see to take a look through what I have installed and pick a game you'd like to see my boys. And I'll be back in like 5 minutes. So maybe like it's one for me, like 117, 118, somewhere around there, because I gotta like hand roll a cigarette. I've been hand rolling mine recently, so it's not gonna take long. But I'll be right back, fellers. Oh.